Hi. Thank you so much for going on this date with me. I always thought it was a long shot, so I never imagined you would actually say yes. But now that it's come to this, I'm so glad that I asked for you. I guess I just need to be more assertive, no matter what other people think. The hospital staff all looked at me like I was a creep when they heard of my wish. I mean, I guess the Make-A-Wish Foundation doesn't usually arrange dates. But I guess when you're sure to die soon, people are willing to make allowances. But never mind all that depressing talk. We should enjoy our date. Oh look, this spot is perfect. A picnic table right next to the lake. I couldn't have asked for a more romantic spot. Let's set up here. I hope you'll enjoy what I made. I've spent so much time cooped up in the hospital, I haven't had much time to learn how to cook. Or anything else, really. I don't have any interesting hobbies or anything. Not like you do. Well, I would imagine you do. You must have interesting hobbies. You have such an interesting aura. You must be such an interesting person. But anyway, back to the food. If you don't like what I made, I also brought some store-bought food. Oh, really? You really think my cooking is better? Oh, you're so sweet. That's so nice. While you're being so very nice, there was something I wanted to ask you for. You know how in the movies sometimes you see a couple drink from the same cup with 2 straws? I was hoping we could do something like that. Only if you're okay with it, of course. I have a smoothie right here. I made it myself. You will? Oh, that's a relief. I don't know what I would have done if you'd refused. Yeah, I know it looks a little weird, but the taste is to die for, I promise. I followed the recipe to the letter, after all. Est optimum sumo amore. Oh, just a little prayer. To commemorate the drink. Don't pay it any mind. That was good. Did you like it? You did? Oh, that's great. I worked really hard on it, so that's music to my ears. It was honestly the hardest part of this whole picnic. So many ingredients. And so hard to find some of them. But it's all worth it if you like it. Oh, look at all the fish in the lake. They're so beautiful, aren't they? I know most people probably wouldn't really consider fish, of all things, to be beautiful, but I do. Or maybe I should say their lives are beautiful. To humans, they live such short, petty lives, but they're still living them to the fullest. Or at least whatever that means for a fish. Just swimming and swimming, swimming and swimming, not a care in the world. Well, at least until that very last moment when a bird or something swoops down to snatch them out of the water. But the point is, they don't really have to worry about the future, or lack thereof. I used to love fishing when I was younger, but I haven't had time, and now I never will. Oh, I'm brooding again, I'm sorry. I really didn't mean to, it just sort of happens. Well, anyway, do you believe in reincarnation? I know some people think it's a bit out there, but I do. I believe. It makes me happy thinking that maybe all the things I couldn't do will be possible in another life. Well, I'm sure this hypothetical other life will still have its share of problems and shortcomings, but still, I can't be satisfied with my existence as it is. There's so much that I missed out on. I don't mean to sound ungrateful. I know my current life came with so many blessings as well. I got to have a picnic with you after all. But still, there are so many things I'll never get to experience in this life. I do think there's a reason to be a bit optimistic. You know, I was reading about Buddhism. I don't really get to do much besides read. And some Buddhists believe that twins were lovers in a past life who died before marriage. So that gives me hope that maybe the wishes of this life can sort of bleed through to the next and be realized there. Oh, you must think I'm so weird talking about all this. Well, maybe the obsession with reincarnation is kind of understandable, given my circumstances. And I'm sure you have your own problems and regrets that let you empathize a bit with me. There must be things you haven't accomplished in your life either. But I'm sure you must be thinking, why the hell did this lunatic ask for me? Are they a stalker? I just want this date to be over. Oh, I hope you're not thinking that part. You're such a kind soul, just agreeing to this date proves that. Remember when I said I didn't have any hobbies? That wasn't exactly 100% truthful. I had a lot of time to browse the internet on my laptop in that run-down old hospital. And I found this one website that looked straight out of the 90s. Oh, just awful. It didn't look like it got a lot of traffic. The last guestbook entry was 15 years ago. And it was devoted to witchcraft. And at first I thought it was complete nonsense. Who wouldn't, after all, in this day and age? But there was this one spell, easy to do. Even I could do it in my hospital bed. It was supposed to give the witch a dream of their soulmate. So I went to sleep without a doubt that the entire thing was a sham, but I dreamed of you that night. Of course, I'd never seen you before, so for all I knew, you were just a person that only existed in my dreams. Or maybe a passing face I saw on the street one day, or a face in the pages of a magazine. But still, I almost never have any dreams, but that one was so vivid. I can still recall the coolness of the water against my skin. We were in a lake, just like this one. When I saw you, I just knew that you were meant for me. But every time I would swim closer to you, you would drift away. And it just made me want you more. And the harder I swam, the thicker the water became. Like pudding, but not nearly as sweet. In the end, the water became solid, trapping me in place, but you still drifted away. The dream ended just as you left me beyond the horizon. I still think about it, the way I felt when I woke up, the pain of being left behind. But it must have been a coincidence, right? Having a dream the same night that I performed the spell. That's what I thought. Or maybe I tricked myself into having a dream. Just a fluke. But the other spells worked too. Spells to get your address, spells to smell you, and more. They were all targeted at the witch's soulmate. Clairvoyance was my favorite. I could watch you even from far away. I watched you sleep, I watched you eat, I saw every moment, when you would laugh, when you would cry. Well, not all your moments. I did protect your modesty after all, but I just know you so well. I was living your life with you. That's the most wonderful thing I could ever ask for. But I'm so greedy. I want more. I want to live my life. And for that I need you. There's no spell that can fix my medical problems. There isn't a spell to make me live any longer. And even if there were, there isn't a spell to make you love me. But we can fix that problem. And I need you to fix it now. Do you remember that little prayer I said over our smoothie? That was a chant. It's for a spell that will guarantee that we will be together in our next lives. I completed all the components. The mixture itself, drinking it together. There's just one thing missing. I know you already satisfied my wish. You already went on a date with some person you never even knew. So I really can't justify asking you for anything else, but still, I have to. I have to ask. See, the final component is your desire. I need you to want to be with me in the next life. Then the spell will be complete. We'll die and be reborn anew. Yes, dear, die. The ingredients in the smoothie aren't just for the next life. Did it sort of taste like almonds to you? Cyanide! I'm so sorry. I didn't want to cause you any harm, but I had to do it. Just think of it as medicine. This current death is just the foul taste of the life-saving elixir. The elixir that will cure us of the cruel fate that separates us. Oh, it'll be okay. I don't want to die either. But now I don't have to die alone. I've spent my entire life alone. I shouldn't have to spend my death alone too. But with you here, I don't have to worry about that. You really are so good to me. But enough of that. I need you to confirm your desire to be with me in the next life. Say it to me. That poison should be kicking in any minute now, so we don't have time to waste. Come on, say it. What's taking so long? Why are you so speechless? We're gonna die here. If you die without wanting me, you're just gonna die without purpose. For no reason. Don't you love me? Don't you want me? You went out with me without even knowing me. That means you have to love me. I'm perfect for you. No one is more devoted to you than me. I went so far for you. Look. And no one knows you more than me. I know what you like. I know where you go. I know what you do. I was made for you. And you were made for me. Why can't you just accept that? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get so agitated. It's just that this is very important. And it would be really great if I could get your answer. So what do you say? Will you be with me even after death? It's happening either way. I need your answer. Now.